What's going on, team? Good morning, good morning. Hope you guys are having a fantastic weekend so far. We're gonna give everybody another minute or two to join. Um, Not gonna lie, I couldn't sleep last night. I was pretty much up all night. Updating some of my charts. You guys will see it. I updated some of them. Um, some pairs looking really good, right? We see we have a lot of continuations. We have a lot of break of structure pullbacks that we're looking for entry points once the market opens on Sunday. Um, we have a few pairs with engulfing candles that haven't, done their retest yet, so we should be expecting a lot of, uh, for the market to open up, give us a retest of the zone to then continue. We saw that happen a few times, over the last 3 weeks, these past 3 weeks. So we already know how the game goes. We know that most likely a lot of these pairs that we see entries on, we might not be able to get those entries due to, the account spreads. So we'll break those down once we get to them. I'm gonna give it till 11:35. Just tweeted out the link, posted it in the Discord, so we'll give everybody a few minutes to wake up and get on the charts. By that time, let me go get some water and then we can start. I'll be right back. Yo, I'm back. My bad. I was getting some water. We'll start in about 2 minutes. We'll start at 11:35. Here was good. Was good, Mohammed. What's a stream, my brother? Hope you're having a good weekend so far, man. Oh, yeah. All right, let's get started. So, again, this is the weekly market breakdown. We're going to go over the daily time frame, update the daily time frame where we're at, go to the full hour, update the full hour, see where we're at, and then the 30 minute to see if we could catch any continuations going into next week. So let's get started. So AU, we know we're in A2. We're in the second zone of consolidation, looking for that third push, right? So this 200 EMA is not correct, right? We need to change this. We're looking for price to bounce off the 50 EMA. We have 3 months where price is just moving sideways. We're at the bottom of consolidation. Again, we'll draw this out so we don't have to do this every single time. If we're in a zone of consolidation, right? We know that there's two phases in the market: when price is trending and when price is consolidating. In an uptrend, you'll see higher highs and higher lows. In a downtrend, you'll see lower lows and lower highs, right? So there's the two phases in the market. When you're trending, again, making lower lows, lower highs, or higher highs and higher lows, and when you're consolidating, when price is moving sideways. So right now, we know that in a zone of consolidation, when we're looking for shorts, when we're looking to sell, do we want to sell at the top of the zone or would we want to sell at the bottom of the zone? And vice versa when you're in an uptrend. If you're in an uptrend and you're stuck in a zone of consolidation, do you want to look for buys at the bottom of the zone or do you want to look for buys at the top of the zone? Right? What are we expecting? What are we looking for? In order for us to look for sells at the bottom of the zone, we want to see price break out of the lows, give us a retest to then continue. Right, that retest is not always going to be a simple retest of the low. It might be a steeper pullback, right? It might be a type 3 pattern where it goes up 50%. There's a whole bunch of entry criteria that we could talk about, but we don't have to go into detail with every single one. I don't want to, information overload. I don't want to confuse you guys. Either way, the main thing you want to look for, right, at the low of consolidation, you're either looking for price to break below the lows to then look for a continuation, look for a pullback to continue going short, or you're going to be looking for price to come back up to the top, give you a rejections of the highs to then continue to go short, right? So with that being said, we already know that we're at the bottom of the zone of consolidation. We know that we have 3 months where price is just moving sideways. This month already finished, right? So we could see that price gave us a month of rise, month of counter rise against the trend. 4-hour time frame, we could see that at one point price was trending, then it started just moving sideways. It moved sideways again, rejected the lows through an exhaustion candle, started going to the top side and broke over the highs, right? So once we broke out of the highs, again, what do we want to see in a downtrend? We want to see lower lows and lower highs. Currently, what do we have internally? We have higher high, higher low, higher high, and price right now is just faking traders out, making everybody believe that this was going to be lower low, lower high, lower low, to continue to go down, and then it made everybody on the other side, the buyers made them believe that this is where price was going to break and retest to continue, but then it went down, so then it gave you a double bottom, right? And it continued to go up. So at this point, let's delete some of the drawings here. At this point, we know that we had a weaker drop last week. This week, we can see that price gave us another push to the top side. At this point, I'm going to wait for the market to open. It's 14 pips. I'm pretty sure we won't get a 14 pip gap in the market. So we'll mark this up as a counter rise and we'll update it if we need to. But we know that right now, price is still making higher highs and higher lows. So what does that tell us? Right now, it tells us that price isn't ready to start shorting yet. We're not ready to look for an entry. We need to see price turn around, start giving us lower lows and lower highs before we could even consider getting into a trade. And we can see now internally how price is just kind of moving sideways, right? It's still making the trends, right? We can still see higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, lower high. This is where price is just moving sideways until it went down and gave us a lower low, lower high, lower low. And then again, price gave us higher high, went down, gave us a wick, right? Gave us a low to then where we're at now, lower high. So really what we want to focus on is, okay, we know we had this small pullback. So if we start looking at what we want to see now, we had higher high, higher low, higher high, price went down, gave us a lower low, lower high, lower low. So we know we were trading between this high and this low. Then price went up and gave us a higher high. So it changes to a change of character. We know that we're trading between this low and this high. This is our current position as to where we're at in market structure on AU. We have 2 days of counter rise. Again, price going against the overall trend. So AU for right now, we gotta wait it out. Again, what are we waiting for? We want to start seeing lower lows and lower highs before we could even consider taking these trades. So as long as price continues to make higher highs and higher lows, we'll stay away from it. We'll wait it out. We'll go on to the next one. EA. Again, daily time frame. Where are we? We're in V2. We know that we're looking for price. Let's mark this up here. We're looking for price to bounce off the 50 EMA. Again, we're looking for that third push to the top side. Not only are we looking for that third push to the top side, but again, where are we in the zone of consolidation in V2? We're at the bottom. So this is perfect for us, right? Not only are we at the bottom of consolidation, but we also have 3 months where price was moving counter, right? After 3 months of drop, price must chop, meaning price must give us a no net, go sideways, or it's going to give us that month a rise. So now that we know that, okay, not only are we at the bottom of the zone of consolidation, not only do we already have 3 months of drop, let's go down to a lower time frame. In the 4 hour, we can see, alright, price is still making lower low, lower high, lower low. And then what did price do after that? Just started consolidating, moving sideways, reject the highs, went to the lows, reject the lows, reject the lows, went back to the highs, rejected the highs, to go back to the middle to where we're at now. Not only that, we have no continuations in the daily, we have no continuations in the 4 hour. Again, currently all we have right now is just simple market structure. The fact that price failed to break highs and it failed to break lows is still letting us know, okay, price is just not ready to move yet. And that's exactly what happened. What did price do? This week it went back down to the zone of consolidation and started moving sideways again. Right? So now let's go to the 30-minute. The 30-minute, we could see that. It went to the highs, rejected the highs, went back down to the lows, started consolidating, rejecting the lows, throwing exhaustion candles to the bottom, going back up to the highs, rejecting highs, going back down to the bottom, again throwing exhaustion candles to the bottom as well, just kind of consolidating. So this position that you see that I have here, going into next week, this is where I'm gonna keep an eye on these entries, the 30-minute lows and the 30-minute highs. Now the reason is why. We understand that at this point, price is still just rejecting the highs and the lows, right? So if price is already telling me that, okay, this is where price is bottoming out, every time we hit these lows, this is where price goes up, right? We've rejected to hit these lows all of Friday. And what did price do? It just went back up, went down, went back up, finished the day at the lows. So if Sunday, Monday starts and we see that price goes into our 30-minute lows and then it starts giving us a change of character back up to the top side, then we know we could take these trades. Now, if price opens, obviously there's a whole bunch of things that could happen. Price could open with a gap and it could open down here, right? Or price could open with a gap and go up to the top side. But let's talk about just the entry point first. That's why we got to be patient. I don't set, sell limits, buy stops, buy orders, whatever people call it, right? Whatever it's called. I don't set those, especially not on a Friday going into the next week, right? So what I'm going to wait for, again, once price gets into this 30-minute low, I'm going to be looking for that change of character to then continue to look for more entry opportunities to continue that push to the top side. And I'm not going to mark this yet as a no net, but we can see that the last 3 days price was just opening and closing in the exact same spot, right? Price opened here, closed here, opened here, closed here, opened here, closed here. It's in the same exact spot. Price just moving sideways, rejecting highs, going back short, rejecting highs, going back down, rejecting highs, going back down. So with that being said, EA is another one where we just gotta wait for price to give us some sort of idea as to where we're gonna go, right? Could price continue this downtrend push? It could, down to what we were talking about a few weeks ago, down into this 4 hour and the daily low, which we could see price could continue to do that if we just continue to make lower lows and lower highs the entire time. Euro CAD, daily time frame. We're in V1. We're in the first zone of consolidation, looking for that second push to the top side. Second push, we're looking for bounces off the 200 EMA. Why is this not letting me go? So 200 EMA. Now again, same thing we were talking about with the last pair. In a zone of consolidation, do we want to look for buys at the top of the zone of consolidation, or do we want to look for buys at the bottom of the zone of consolidation? If we look for buys at the top of consolidation, what do we want to see? We want to see a break of structure, a pullback, to then continue that push to the top side. At this point, do we have a break of structure of the highs? No. What do we have? We have 2 months where price gave us the push to the top side. So could we be expecting a third month to be given back up to the top side? Could happen. Now, why wouldn't it happen? Is the same reason as any other structure, any other strategy in Forex or just in stocks in general, right? You don't want to look for a double bottom, right? You don't want to look for a double bottom at the top of the zones. If you're trending making higher highs and higher lows, right? You don't want to look for a double bottom entry at the top of the zone. You want to look for those double bottom entries at the bottom in the higher lows, right? In the higher lows is where you want to see these double bottoms to then continue, right? Vice versa with the double tops. You don't want to look for double tops at the bottom of the zone. You want to look for the double tops where? The top of the zone, right? You don't want to look for a double bottom and a lower low, right? You want to look for it at the top of the zone to then continue. So it's the same thing with any other strategy. If we're talking about the engulfing candles, if we're talking about the bounces of the EMAs, if we're talking about the Fibonacci retracements, if we're talking about harmonic patterns, if we're talking about flag post patterns, right? All of those strategies work. But what's the common denominator is the fact that, again, if you're looking for uptrend pushes, and let's say you see a flag post pattern is going to work at the bottom to go up, right? A bullish flag post pattern is going to work at the bottom of the zone. But a bullish flag post pattern at the top of the zone may not work out, right? There's a huge possibility that that's just a fake out for price to reject highs to then go short. And we see that happening every single day with every single strategy. Every single strategy. So with that being said, again, I do have this third month marked up. Obviously, we want to keep an eye on it. But is it something that I'm expecting to happen? Maybe not. Again, we don't have any break of the highs yet. We're at the top of the zone of consolidation. Could price come back down? 100%. Right? The next thing I want to be aware of is on the 4-hour time frame, look how price is just reacting. It's just moving sideways. There's no structure, right? Let's mark this with a highlighter, right? You have price pushed up, it pushed down, it pushed here, it pushed down, it pushed here, it pushed up, pushed here, pushed down, push up, pushed right back down, and then here started trending a little bit. But again, remember, we're looking at these highs over here. We're trading between this high and at this point at this low, right? Then what did price do? It started trending. Okay, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high. And then what did price start doing again? Moving sideways, rejected these highs, and then started going back down again. Lower low, lower high, lower low. Right? Back up to the highs. Higher low, lower high, lower low. Right? Back up, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low. To where we're at now, higher high. At the top of the zone, did we get the break out of this zone consolidation? We could see that yes, we did get a little clean break. Right? But again, at the top of the zone, same thing we saw in the 4-hour time frame. At the top of the zone, we had 2 weeks where price is moving up. Right? It gave us 2 weeks of rise. Why didn't we get that third week rise? Understanding that we're at the top of the zone, understanding where we're at in that market structure, allowed us to understand that, okay, the same thing that we were just talking about. This is pretty much, right, the same thing as a double bottom at the top of the zone of consolidation. I'm not going to be looking for a double bottom at the top of the zone of consolidation. I want to see a pullback, right? After a higher high is set, right? Once you got a break of structure and you got a higher high, what are you expecting? A pullback, a higher low, to then continue to make a higher high. So it's the same thing here. What am I looking for? We understand again there's two phases in the market. When price consolidates and when price is trending, right? Making lower lows and lower highs, or higher highs and higher lows. What is price doing after the break? After this break happens, what did price do? What phase in the market, what trend, or not what trend, what phase in the market did we get? We got a consolidation. Price is just moving sideways, right? So at this point, now that we can see, okay, price right now is just moving sideways, what are we going to be expecting? What is something that we could be expecting for price to do? Give us a pullback, small pullback at the bottom of the zone. So then we could start looking for a potential push to the top side. So here in the 4-hour time frame, what do we have at the bottom of consolidation? We have an engulfing candle. It's right here. Before the break happens, price gave us an engulfing candle, which is perfect. Could this be a little point of interest to where price is going to pull back down to, so then we can start looking for price to go up? 100%. So we have a 4-hour engulfing. Go back down to the 30. Now in the 30-minute, we can see that we went from trending, right? You can see how beautiful these trends were. Right, we had lower low, lower high, lower low at the bottom of the zones, right? We got the exhaustion candles, all of that. Then price started giving us higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, right? In the higher low, what are we looking for? Exhaustion candles, engulfing candles, double bottoms, bullish flag post patterns, whatever the case is. There's a whole bunch of entry criterias, right? There's the EMA bounces, to then price giving us higher high, right? Gave us the break, higher high. What did price do before the break? Gave us an engulfing candle. What did price do? Higher low into the engulfing, to go where? To make another higher high. We saw that this higher high failed to break highs. Not only did we fail to break highs, it did STP already, it did ADR. Price went right back down and swept the lows. But again, we understand that we're trading between these lows and these highs. So this pullback was just an extended pullback to get the sweep of the lows. Then price, what did it do? It gave us another higher high. What did it do here? Instead of giving us a complete pullback, gave us a zone of consolidation. Broke above the zone of consolidation and again gave us another an engulfing candle. Right? We got the engulfing candles, we got the retest back up to the highs. Again, this is where the top of the zone is. At the top of the zone, what are you looking for? You're looking for price to either break, or you're looking for price to do what it did here, which is reject the highs to go back down and sweep lows. And that's exactly what price did. It went down, swept lows, made everybody believe that this lower low is going to be where price is going to make lower high to then continue to make lower lows. What did price do? Turned back around. Gave us a higher high. So let's go back to where we're at now. We can see the same thing being applied. Make everybody believe that this zone of consolidation is going to be where price is going to break the lows to continue to go short, right? And this is where price is really going to turn back around and continue that push to the top side. So that's what we're going to be waiting for. Right now we know we want to see that 3rd-month high. We already know that we got the 4-hour engulfing, or I'm sorry, the 4-hour break of structure of the zone of consolidation, and we also know that we have a 4-hour engulfing candle. So we already know that, okay, this position has a 15, we'll say a 15 pip stop loss, right? To catch 78, I think that's pretty good. That's a pretty good, that's a nice RR return, right? So it's not bad. We just gotta wait it out. Once we get to these zones, the same thing as the 30-minute lows, the 30-minute highs, the same thing as a point of interest pullback, is the same thing as the engulfing. Once price reaches these lows, what am I going to be looking for? I'm either going to be looking for price to give me that change of character to continue that push to the top side, or when price opens, if price continues to just melt down and it breaks below the zone, then it is what it is, right? We already know that it's going to be an invalid zone. But before we get into these entries, we need to see those change of characters in the lower time frame. We need to see it. If we don't, then we already know that price is going to continue to make the internal lower low, lower high. Let's say this makes a lower low, goes up, makes a lower high, and it goes down. Lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, and it's just going to continue to go down. So that's what we're going to be waiting for. So at this point, EuroCAD, I am going to write this as well in my trading journal. Let's get used to doing this every week, every day that we trade too. It's been a minute that I haven't really written in my trading journal every single day, so this is for the 3rd, right? The 3rd is on Monday. Yes. So 063 watch list. We're looking for EuroCAD. Third month high. And 4-hour golfing entry. So perfect. Euro USD. Go back to the daily. We're in V1. Right? We're in the first zone of consolidation and an uptrend. Where are we in the zone of consolidation? We're in the middle of the zone of consolidation. Again, what do we know about consolidation? Not only is consolidation where the market makers are collecting contracts, right? Again, just trapping traders, making them believe that when price is at the top, it's going to continue and then it's going to go down, right? Making everybody believe that at the low of consolidation, if it breaks below it, it's going to continue to go down and then it goes back up. But the middle of the zone of consolidation is where a lot of the fake outs tend to happen. Because in the middle, it's just throwing everything. If you just zoom in a little bit, and you see that in the middle of the zone of consolidation, we have a higher high, higher low, and then it makes a higher high, fake out to the top. And then what does it start doing? Internally, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, right? But what do we know? The external move we're looking for price to is to break below these lows. What did it do? It gave you a fake out, made everybody believe that this is where price was going to continue to go to make lower lows. And what did it do? Higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low at the bottom of the zone of consolidation. Again, made everybody believe that this is going to be the break. And what did it do? Lower high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high. You see where price is just trapping traders, making everybody believe, right? Those, again, I'm not going to call nobody out, but making everybody believe who they think, the people who think they know really what market structure is and what the market makers methods are and all that. They think that this is, oh, push 1, push 2, oh my god, guys, we're gonna get push number 3. And then what happens? Boop, hit your stop loss, thank you, come again, right? Try again next week. That's why market structure is key, right? Market structure is key. So with that being said, in the daily time frame, we have a month of rise, we have no continuation, cool, no problem. Let's go back down to the 4. In the 4-hour, what do we see? Lower low, lower high, lower low. So we know that still on Euro USD, we're still trading lower lows and lower highs, right? So we still don't have a change of character. Internally, yeah, we could see higher highs and higher lows. But that internal move making higher highs and higher lows, we know that it's just the play for the external moves making the lower lows and lower highs. These higher highs and higher lows is just price going into a lower low to make a lower high. Now we understand that price is in an overall uptrend. Could this external lower low, lower high again just be a fake out for all the people who think that Euro USD is going to continue that downtrend push? Could be, right? So with that being said, Now going into the 30-minute time frame, we have no continuations in the 4 hour. Right now in the 30-minute, what do we know? We know that we had this previous higher high, higher low, and price just continued to trend to the top side, and it gave us a higher high to the top side. Give me 1 second, guys. My bad, I'm back. So once we started making these, or once we already know that we were in this higher high up here and this higher low, what did price start doing? We could see that. Started just consolidating, right? Made high, low, lower high, internally where we could see that. But let's just look at these legs over here, right? We had this high, this low, lower high, right? Where did price break? Price broke over here, made lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, higher low, higher high, lower low, lower high, lower low again, lower high, higher low, higher high. What do we know about the bottom of the zone of consolidation in the 30-minute time frame? Right? What could we see? We could see that, all right, price reached the low of this zone of consolidation, swept the lows, and then started doing what? It gave us higher high, higher low, higher high. So now that we know we have 2 days where price gave us a continuation, where price is moving on up, gave us 2 days of rise, could we be expecting this third day to be given going into Sunday, Monday? Right? Not only that, what time frame do we have this engulfing? Because I know I forgot to type that. Okay, so this engulfing happened in the 1 hour time frame. So let's type this in right here so we don't forget. Now, this 1 hour engulfing that we have here, there's two things I'll say about this trade and this setup that we currently have. And again, I'm not in these trades. I just like to keep this on the screen so I know what my stop losses are, what TP is at, all of that. First thing is first, an engulfing candle. What is it supposed to look like? Well, let's talk about let's draw the red one. So if we have an engulfing green candle, right? Bullish engulfing candle. What do I want to see? First thing I want to see is the three candles, the red, red, green, because that's what we're looking for. Red, red, and a green engulfing. Do all three of those candles have a top and a bottom wick? That's the number one thing I want to see. The second thing I want to see is, did price give us a valid engulfing green candle? Now, what's a valid engulfing green candle, or what's a valid red engulfing candle, is if price closes, right? Meaning if the body of the candle closes above, we'll draw it this way too so you guys could all see it the same way. Did it close above the first red candle? Right? This makes it a strong engulfing candle where we know that when price comes back down, we're gonna get a retest to continue that push to the top side. In this case, right, there's two things I don't like about this engulfing candle or this engulfing pattern. First thing is that the first red candle. That first red candle was once a green candle that went right back down, and it gave us a very small red body. Very small red body. Second thing I don't like is the green candle closed below the wick. So understanding that at one point this red candle was a green candle and it just looks like what a lot of people will call a doji candle, right? This is what an exhaustion candle looks like as well, when the wick is bigger than the actual body of the candle. Just because it's that exhaustion candle, I do not believe that this is going to be a strong engulfing candle. Now, what is going to be my next criteria to look for an entry on this pair? If price closes above the wick of the green candle, then I'll start looking for a trade. So this position that I had marked up here, I wouldn't be looking for a position on the retest of the engulfing. I'd be looking for price to break above that first green, the engulfing green candle, right? I'd be looking for the next upcoming candles to break above, give us a retest here, to then continue to the top side. Now, going into the 30-minute, another thing that I do not enjoy about this third day rise is the fact that the pullback that we had at the end of the day is a very steep pullback, right? Once we made these highs, price went right back down 42 pips. We're talking about Euro USD did a 42 pip pullback when ADR for this pair is only 47. So not only did we do about 60-70 pips in just one day, right? We did 71 pips in a pair that only moves 47 pips in a day. But then on top of the fact that we did 70 pips going to the top side, right, to continue to make the higher highs and higher lows, the higher low that it gave us, that pullback, was enough for a full day worth of a move on Euro USD. Making me believe that, alright, this engulfing zone that we have here, again, might just be what? A fake out. Now, what's another reason as to why I'm believing that this is a fake out? Remember what we were talking about, the zone of consolidation. Where are we in this zone of consolidation? We have the top of the zone and the bottom of the zone. We're right in the middle. What do we know about the middle of consolidation? Again, this is where the market makers tend to trap traders, making everybody believe that what they see is what's going to happen, right? Making them believe that this higher high and higher low is a real higher high and higher low. And this is where a lot of people will start entering their positions to go into highs, right? To go into long. And then price is going to melt down and make lower lows and lower highs. So again, I have this marked up. I'm going to keep it this way. Again, I'm not in these trades. I just like to keep this. I like to have the tools on my screen so I know exactly how many pips my stop loss is going to be in comparison to my TP. So we'll see how this looks going into Sunday. And again, this is not a pair I'm going to write on my trading journal because I do not believe that this is going to be a solid entry for us going into next week. GA, going into the daily time frame. Again, where are we? We're in V2. We're in the second zone of consolidation, looking for that third push to the top. We know that we're looking for price to bounce off the 50 EMA at the top of the zone. Going into the 4 hour, what do we see? Same as what was it, EuroCAD? We know where price still make lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low. Where price then went up, right? Once it made a lower low, started consolidating, broke above the zone of consolidation. But we understand that this zone of consolidation was just a lower low to make a lower high. So we could see that we had again lower low, lower high, lower low, price consolidated, then it gave us a lower high. So not only are we in the middle of the zone of consolidation in an uptrend, not only are we still making lower lows and lower highs in an uptrend, would this be a zone where I want to start looking for price to go up? Absolutely not. Until when? Until I start seeing higher highs and higher lows. Not only that, previously we had higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high. Then price gave us lower low. Then price went up, gave us a lower high. I hope you guys can see this. All of this move here that we have, this is a exhaustion candle. So I'm not counting this as a lower low, lower high, lower low, higher high, higher low, higher high, right? That doesn't even make sense. right? We can see that this is where price, again, just faked all the traders out, gave an exhaustion candle to the bottom, made everybody believe that this was where price was going to continue to go short. And what did it do? It threw an exhaustion candle and went right back up to the top side, right? So we know that we had, again, lower low, lower high, to where then price went down and gave us a lower low. So already understanding that we had a lower low change of character, lower high, lower low break of structure, and again price went up and gave us a lower high here, what does that tell me? Price is going to continue to go short. Until where? It depends. Again, we're in the middle of the zone of consolidation. We know that price right now is in a sticky situation, right? This is where we would love to see price continue to go up, but we also know that this is where price is obviously still making lower lows and lower highs. So I don't want to look for any trades on GA until we start making those higher highs and higher lows. Give me 1 second, guys. Never mind, we're good. Never mind. So we'll wait this one out. Again, this is not a pair I'm going to write on my trading journal. It's one that we're going to keep an eye on. Again, this is the pairs that you see here with the red folders are the ones we keep an eye on pretty much on a day-to-day basis. So even though I don't have any setups here, there's no engulfing candles, there's no change of character, break of structures, there's no continuations. Even though we don't have anything, I'm still going to keep an eye on it. GCAD, daily time frame. Where are we? We're in V1. We're in the first zone of consolidation or an uptrend, and we know we're looking for that second push to the top side. We know we're looking for price to break above the zone of consolidation, and we can see that that is what happened. We're also looking for price to bounce off the 200 EMA. Let's make sure we write that down so we don't get lost in what we need to see. So again, top of the zone of consolidation, this is where price was rejecting. You can see that price is just moving sideways, right? Rejecting the highs, going back down to the bottom, rejecting the lows, going back up to the highs, rejecting the highs, going back down to the bottom, going to the highs, rejecting the highs, going back to the bottom, rejecting the lows again, going back up to the top, to where we can see, okay, finally price broke above the high of the zone of consolidation. So perfect. It's looking good. Going into the 4 hour, we can see that the same thing. You see where price went from trending higher high, higher low, higher high, and again we'll mark it higher high, higher low. The break happened here, right? Higher high, higher low, higher high, and then what did price start doing? Higher low, lower high, lower low, lower high, higher low, lower high, higher low, higher high, higher low. Come on, man. Lower high, lower low, lower high, higher low, higher high. Right? Hope you guys can see that. Not only that, we know that we were trading. Once this break happened here, we know that we're trading between this low and this high. Where did the price finally give us that break of the high? It happened here. So from July of 2023 till May of 2024, almost a whole year, price was just faking traders out, making everybody believe that this lower low was going to make this lower high to then continue to go short. Made everybody, and then it faked everybody out and it went back up. Made everybody believe that this higher low, higher high was really going to give us that retest to continue. And what did it do? It went right back down to the bottom. Lower low, lower high made everybody believe that this break to the low was going to continue to make lower low, lower high. What did it do? It went right back up to the top side. Right? So with that being the case, let's delete some of these drawings here so it's not all here. Now that we know that price finally broke above the highs, what do we know? Okay, cool. Once we break out of the top of consolidation, again, this is what we were talking about earlier. Not every single time are you going to get a pullback or a retest of just the top of the zone to then continue, right? You might get a 50% retracement. You might get, if you're looking at the Fibonacci, you might have an engulfing candle somewhere, and you might get a pullback of the engulfing candle. You might get a flag post pattern where price just like what we could see here, trends to the top side, consolidates between 23.6 and 38.2, and then goes up, right? Could we see that happening? Let's look at our fib, where price consolidates between 23.6 and 38.2 to then continue to the top side. So this is where all these confluences come in hand, right? Not only could we see a pullback, right, but we could see that a pullback might happen between 23.6 and 38.2. Not only are we looking for a 23.6 and 38.2 pullback, but what are we looking for? Our entry to be on the 200 EMA. The 200 EMA is currently on the 38.2 zone, and we can see that it's going to continue to push up. So if price, let's draw this out. Right now, internally, we know that it's making lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low. Let's say that the 200 EMA is somewhere in the zone. Once we see price reach the 200 EMA, once we see price reach the 23.6 and the 38.2 zone, which is anywhere in these zones here, if price then makes lower high, higher low, and we could see that it starts giving us this change of character, break of structure, we know we could take those trades. To where? To just continue to go up to the top side. Using all the confluence that we know. We know we want to see the 200 EMA. We know we want to see the 23.6, 38.2. We know we want to see, earlier when it gets closer to that zone, we might get an engulfing candle. We might get a double bottom. We might get, for the people who use harmonic patterns, you might get a harmonic pattern, right? Lower time frame, you might get a change of character, break of structure. All of that comes into play. Everything comes into play. So that's what we're going to be waiting for. We know that after a break, we're expecting a pullback. We got the break, and we're getting the pullback. It's as simple as that. Now in the 30-minute, again, we have no continuations in the daily, no continuations in the 4-hour. Right now, we're just following market structure. Price was then, it gave us higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, and then price started consolidating. We finally broke below the zone of consolidation, which again allows me to know that we might get a steeper pullback. So we don't want to look for any trades until price starts giving us higher highs and higher lows in the situation. Now, at the low of the zone, we can see we have a engulfing green candle. It's right here. Not only do we have an engulfing green candle, once we got the engulfing green candle, we had another green candle that closed above the first wick, and then, or the wick of the green candle, and then we got a pullback. So could this be where price taps into the 30-minute low, it taps into our engulfing candle, it taps into the 800 EMA, and then goes up? It could happen. Is this something I'm expecting to happen? Maybe not. Because again, going back to the basics, this is why I don't want you guys to, I hope you guys are taking notes, man. If you guys aren't taking notes, there's no way you guys are going to remember all of this. Information overload. That's why, and I wish we had a lot more people in the chat being active so I could answer these, ask these questions to get some answers. Right? Why wouldn't this engulfing candle work out? Why wouldn't this engulfing candle work out? Right? Why wouldn't this double bottom? Because we could see that this is a double bottom. We could easily see that this could be a double bottom. As a matter of fact, let's do this. Let me tweet something out real quick. Let's see. I just tweeted something out. Let's see if we could get some traction on that. Yo, what's going on? I just seen your DM now. I just tweeted some shit. Um, Nothing. Just doing the weekly market breakdown. Doing this session real quick. How you been, my brother? I got you. I get notifications on Twitter on my phone, so I got you. I'll respond to you now. Right? So, GCAT, we'll keep it this way. Again, I'm not going to be writing this on my trading journal. We're not going to be, or again, I'm not going to be actively looking at this. So, let's see what we could do. We'll go back to GJ. GJ daily time frame. We know we're in peak high territory. We're in the highest point in the market right now when we're looking at the market makers pattern. Price is just continuing that uptrend push, just making higher highs and higher lows the entire time. We had 3 months where price is moving on up. On the third month, gave us a rise no net, gave us a fourth month variation where price reset, started giving us that push to the top side again, gave us another month of rise. This month, we can see that price continued that push, right? So we have that push to the top side. Now we know that again, we have 2 months. Once we have that price reset, once price gave us that no net, price went on up and gave us 2 months of rise. Could we be expecting price to continue that push to the top side? It could happen, right? It could happen 100%. We know that pairs like GJ, US 30, any of the indexes, any of the metals, and especially any of the Forex pairs that have over a 70 to 100 pip ADR, we know that we're gonna get price to just continue to move. So, could price continue this uptrend push? It could happen. At this point, what I'm looking for is once price, this is where price is gonna let us know what it's gonna do. Once price breaks above this wick, which is just this red candle that pretty much gave us a crazy wick to the top and to the bottom, we know that price is gonna just continue that push to the top side, right? Vice versa. If we get a rejection of the highs, where price decides to just continue this downtrend push, then we know we can start looking for these trades going short, right? So we're either going to be looking for a rejection of the highs to continue that push to the bottom, or we're going to be looking for price to break retest to continue that push to the top side. Now, going into the 4 hour, what could we see? Same thing. Price is still making higher highs and higher lows. Price consolidated, broke above, gave us a higher high, went back down, gave us a higher low. When again, I'm not going to be looking at the wick of this candle, I'm just looking at the body closure when I'm looking at the higher highs and higher lows. What did price do? Continue that push to the top side. So we had higher high, higher low, price consolidated, then it made a higher high, right? Higher low, price trended all the way to the top side, again made a higher high to where we're at now. So at this point, could we be expecting price to then give us a pullback into a higher low to continue? Could price give us a small pullback the way it is right now to continue to make a higher high, higher low? It could happen. We just gotta wait it out. And this is why in these areas, again, especially on a pair that moves so much at once, I like to look for just a continuation. Damn, excuse me. So now in the 4 hour, let's update it. Where are we? Right now it looks like price wants to give us another week of rise. So we'll wait it out. No continuations. 30-minute, we can see higher high, higher low, higher high. And again, we'll mark it with this. Higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low. It trended all the way to the top side without giving us a pullback. Higher high, and then price went down and gave us a lower low. Right? Once price gave me this lower low, what did price do? Went right back up to where we're at now, which is still a lower high. So once we got price to give us this lower high, this is where price is going to make a decision, right? This is where price is going to let us know, okay, is it going to break above these highs to give us a higher high, another change of character, break of these highs to make a higher low, or is price going to reject the highs to continue the downtrend push? That's all we're going to be waiting for. And at this point, we don't have any engulfing candles. We don't have any double bottoms, double tops. We have nothing at all right now that's letting us know what price is going to do in the external time frames. Internal time frame, we could still see price making higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, to what we're at now, higher high. So GJ, we just got to be patient. We're not going to rush any trades onto this one for sure. Let me see. I got you. Let me finish up with this, and then I got you, Noah. I'll read your DMs. I know you're about to hit an early rotation on this shit too. Hey, bro, we always rotating early. GU. Going into the daily time frame. Same thing, guys. And all these pairs are traded the exact same way. We're looking at the exact same thing. Any pair you're looking at, whether it's a currency pair, whether it's a crypto, whether it's indexes, metals, energies, anything at all. If you're even looking at commodities, they're all traded the exact same way. You're looking for the exact same setups. We're just looking for what makes them a little bit different, right? And every pair, the only thing that makes every single pair, whether again you're looking at stocks, regular, options, or you're looking at the Forex side of things, the only thing that makes a difference on every pair is how much it moves, is how many pips do these pairs give out. Some pairs give you 50 pips, some pairs give you 70, some pairs give you 20, some pairs give you 120, some pairs give you 400, right? So that's the only difference, is what's the ADR on the pairs. So GU, we know that we're in V1, we're in the first zone of consolidation. We're looking for that second push to the top. So again, let's update this. We know we're looking for that second push. That's the 200 EMA. We have top of the zone of consolidation. Again, we know that at the top of the zone of consolidation in an uptrend is not the best place to look for a trade. We want to look for those trades at the bottom of the zone of consolidation. We had 5 months, sorry, where price is just moving sideways. Then this past month, right, price finally showed some sign of life and gave us a month of rise. But right now, no continuations. Look at the 4 hour. In the 4 hour, we could see price was giving us higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, kind of just in a zone of consolidation here, where it was moving sideways. And then what did price do? It went down and gave us a lower low, lower high, lower low, broke below the zone of consolidation, and then what did it do? Lower high, higher low, to where we're at now, higher high. So in this higher high, we also had 3 weeks where price was giving us the continuation, right? We had 3 weeks of rise. On the third week, let's delete this real quick. On the third week, price gave us a rise no net. Now, could we be expecting that fourth week variation where price is going to give us another week of rise? And again, same examples and the same reasoning for every single pair. Could we be expecting it? It could happen. But again, we're at the top of the zone of consolidation. We know that this is where price is most likely going to want to fake us out and go opposite, go short, right? Again, we understand that we broke below the zone of consolidation. We know that we're still currently trading between the lower high and the lower low, right? Again, we're trading higher high, higher low, higher high, and then price broke and gave us a lower low. So could this push up to the top side be a lower high to go short again and give us a lower low? It could happen. Now, not only do we see that we're currently trading counter, right? Price is making lower lows and lower highs. But then price gave us an engulfing green candle. And again, we'll draw this out one more time. the engulfing green, we have red. Right, we have red, red. Draw this out here. Then we have the green candle. Alright, no, I got you. Is this exactly what we see here? Right? The three candles all have bottom and top wicks. Right? The second red candle closed below the first. The green engulfing candle closed above the first red candle. So it looks perfect. It looks picture perfect. Right? We can't ask for a better engulfing candle. But again, we'll say this one more time. What makes it an invalid engulfing candle? What makes a double bottom an invalid double bottom? What makes a double top an invalid double top? What makes give me one second. What makes a harmonic pattern an invalid harmonic pattern? Right? It's where you're at in the market structure. We're at the top of the zone of consolidation. At the top of the zone of consolidation when you're in an overall market maker's uptrend. If you do not have a break of structure of the highs first before anything else, it's most likely going to be a invalid zone. It's most likely just going to be a fake out. If price was given us, instead of it being lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, if price was giving us higher high, higher low, higher high, and we were in a higher low situation and we were to get this engulfing candle, it would be a no-brainer. We would get those entries 100% of the time to continue that push to the top side. But because we're in a lower low, lower high situation, and right now we could see that we're in a lower low and lower high situation and we're in that lower high, is this where price is going to give us that fake out to make everybody believe that now when we go into the 30-minute time frame, to make everybody believe that this is where price is going to give us a retest to continue that push to the top side? It makes sense, right? On top of that, on the 30-minute time frame, we can see that price right now is just giving us also a shoulder, head, shoulder. Shoulder, head, shoulder to go short. Right? So not only are we getting a fake out on the 4 hour, what seems like a fake out on the 4 hour, we don't have that confirmation yet until the market opens. Right? But here in the 30-minute, it gave us 2 days of rise as well. Which again, this is still up for debate. We only have 7 pip difference. Could price open with a gap and give us a no net instead of a day of rise? It could happen. So this is another reason why I haven't marked as a day of rise. I haven't marked it, as you guys can see here. But this is still a pair that I'm gonna wait for the Sunday for Sunday to open. I'm gonna wait for 5 p.m. going into tomorrow when the market opens to see, okay, is it a real day of rise or is it a no net? If it gives us a no net, then we know that this third day rise is invalid because we don't have 2 days of rise. We have a day of rise, which was Thursday, and then Friday gave us a day of no net. So there's a whole bunch of confluence here right now that seems like it could be a fake out for all the traders who are still looking to go long on GU. So right now we're not gonna write that on our trading journal either. We're gonna skip it, go on to the next one. Right now we only have EuroCAD on the list, and we're almost done. We're only missing 5 more pairs. But if you guys have any questions, any pairs you guys want me to go over, whether or not they're on my list, let me know. If not, once we're done with these 5 pairs, we'll be done for the day, and we'll be back going into Monday. Let's see, let me check Twitter real quick. Okay. US 30. Right, same example as GJ. Same example is going to be on gold. We're in peak high territory. We know that right now we don't have any continuations. We have a month of rise, which was this month. Cool. Nothing really to see there. Once we reach these highs, we can see that price rejected the highs and then started going down. 4 hour time frame. What do we see? We have 2 weeks. where price is going down. So this is where it gets interesting. At one point, we were making higher highs and higher lows. We swept the highs, made everybody believe that price was going to continue that push to the top side, rejected them, and then started going down. Lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low. Right? Not only did we sweep the highs, but we have 2 weeks of drop. Could we be expecting that third week to happen? Next week going into the week after? Could happen. Right? So that's the first thing we want to see is, okay, cool. We want to start seeing price. We see how we have green candles. Let's go back to the 30. What do we know? We know that at one point we're consolidating. We broke below the zone of consolidation, make lower low, lower high, all the way back down here to the lower low. Where price again consolidated down here in the lower low, broke above it, and gave us a lower high to where we're at now. Now again, what do we know about the trends and the pullback zones? We know that for a pullback, we're expecting it anywhere between the 50% and the 78.6. Could price come back up to a 78.6? 100%. 100%. Right? What else do we know? Imbalance candles. This green candle that price gave us at 3:30 p.m. on Friday is an imbalance candle. Give me 1 second. I bet I got a notification from my grandma. If we see that the market opens and price still doesn't break above, let me add an actual line here. If price doesn't break above this wick, which is the green candle that gave us that push, then we know that this is a exhaustion green candle, right? This is just an imbalance that price is going to want to come back down to fill it up before making any other decisions, right? The same way we did here, right? And this one's a little bit different because it's an imbalance connected to a gap. You know, again, a lot of people are going to call this an order block, but then, you know, everybody who called this an order block, who thought that this is where price was going to come up to go down, obviously their stop losses were hit. So I don't even want to consider their strategy because I already know that that shit's not even real, right? Those order blocks, people trading order blocks and all that, good luck, right? And it's, let me go back to that. It's not that it's not real. It's, again, it's where you're at in the zone. You don't want to look for an order block going short at the bottom of the zone. The same way you don't want to look for a double top at the bottom of the zone. The same way you don't want to look for a bearish engulfing candle at the bottom of the zone. Right? There's levels to it. Right? Order blocks work the same way double bottoms work, the same way flag post patterns work, the same way harmonic patterns work. It just depends where you're at in the zone. Right? So with that being said, this is what I'm going to be looking for. Right? If price rejects these highs, then we know it's going to want to come back down, and we'll look for those shorts back down to the bottom to the third week low. So US 30 we'll keep a close eye on. Let me write that down in our trading journal. US 30 third week low. USD CAD. Oh, and that's also, well, we're in peak high territory. So I'm not gonna mark up what EMA we want to bounce off, but it should be the 50 EMA anyway. USD CAD, we're in V2, we're in the second zone of consolidation. Again, the top of the zone of consolidation, the top of consolidation. We know it's not the best place to look for rises. Why? This is where price is going to reject to go short, or it's going to break to continue, but at this point we can see that it rejected and started going down. It gave us lower low, lower high, lower low to where we're at now. So we could still see that price is giving us lower lows and lower highs. In the 4-hour time frame, we can see that price is now just moving sideways. Again, no continuations. In the 30-minute time frame, this is where we could see, okay, we had lower low, high, lower low, lower high, lower low, and now again, this is where price is moving sideways, making everybody believe that this is where price is going to continue to make higher highs and higher lows, and then it made lower low, lower high, lower low, and then again made everybody believe that this is where price was going to make lower high, lower low, to then give higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, lower high, lower low, lower high. So Still trading within the previous break that gave us the lower low and the lower high. We still haven't reached the highs. We reached the lows once here and then we rejected them. So we'll see what price wants to do. We have no continuations. We have really nothing here that tells us that price is going to continue that market maker's trend to the top side. So we'll wait for a pullback on USD CAD before we do anything else. Gonna skip that for this week. US oil looking good, right? There was a lot of talk the last couple months talking about oil price is gonna go down in the summer, right? Gas prices are gonna go down during the summer. So with that being the case, we already know what price is gonna do with oil, right? Not only that, let's start putting everything together, right? Start looking at the puzzles. Start looking at the pieces of the puzzle, right? The news and all the media is going to tell you a whole bunch of shit. But if you really start looking at market structure, you could tell that everything is just, it's used for them to just make more money. That's all it is, right? Where are we? We're in A1. We're at the top. First of all, we were in peak high territory with oil at $122, right? What did price do? What do we know about the market maker's pattern? Let's draw it out. Market maker's pattern. What is it? What does it look like? Right, to the top side. I could have drawn this a little bit better, but it's okay. We're fine. Right? We have first zone of consolidation, second zone of consolidation, and then in an uptrend we have the first zone of consolidation and the second zone of consolidation. Right? So, in regards to the market maker's pattern, which we could see happening, right? Where are we? Right now, we're in this zone in the market. Right? This is that what I just put a square in is where we're at right now. So now, at the top of the zone of consolidation, when we're in a downtrend, right? The top of consolidation is called the safety trade. This is where we want to start looking for price to go short. We had it once, price went down, price went back up, gave it to us twice. We have 2 months where price is moving down, 2 months of drop. Could we be expecting this month for price to give us a new low? Absolutely. In the 4 hour, the pullback of where price was giving us a lower high, what did price do, right? Higher high, higher low, higher high, and then went down and gave us a lower low. Lower high, price consolidated. Instead of giving us a pullback, it consolidated. Again, we have 2 phases in the market. We have the trend, which is lower low, lower high, or higher high and higher low. And we have consolidation where price is just moving sideways. So what phase were we in the market? What pattern, or not what pattern, but what movement did they give us? They gave us consolidation. Perfect, that's fine. That's more than good. Why? Because what are we looking for now? Not only do we have 2 months of drop, but we also have 2 weeks of drop. So now that we have 2 months of drop, we have 2 weeks of drop, could we be expecting price to give us that 3rd week low? Not only that, let's take a look at something. We have a red green here. We have an engulfing green candle at the bottom of the zone. I'm sorry, we have a engulfing green candle. Let's go back. The daily time frame this is where it's important. Right? We're in the middle of the zone. Again, what do we know about the middle of the zone of consolidation is where a lot of traders get faked out. Why do traders get faked out? Because on one end, you have traders who are looking at this going short. On the other side, you have traders thinking that this is where price is going to give us an engulfing candle retest to continue the push to the top side. So you can see how they're just playing tug of war with each other at this point. Right? There's a whole bunch of people who are telling you, no, we're going to go short because of this. And then you have the people who are trading going long who are telling you, no, we're going long because of this. What are we going to look for? We're going to look for we're going to look for what's correct. And what do we know that's correct? Okay. Again, market structure is key. We had lower low, lower high, lower low. Same, lower high, lower low. Price here gave us a fake out to the top, but we'll say it's a higher high. So what's going to be our confirmation that price is going to go down is going to be the internal time frame if we could continue to make lower low, lower high, lower low, right? Another thing I want to keep an eye on is the fact that we have a 30-minute low and the 4-hour low all in the same spot. So the next thing I'll be looking for is, okay, cool. If price breaks below our 4-hour and 30-minute zone, then we know that we could look for a simple retest of the zone to continue this push to the bottom. It's as simple as that. If we get a break of these lows and a continuation, then we know exactly where price is going to go. So US oil, will keep an eye on it as well. Let me write that down on my trading journal as well. So US oil, looking for short continuation. We're almost done again, guys. We're only missing 3 more pairs: ZAR, gold, and Bitcoin. So ZAR, let's go to the daily time frame. We know that we're in the second zone of consolidation. We're at the top of the zone of consolidation or an uptrend. Again, not the best place to look for a trade. We don't have no continuations. We have 2 months where price is just moving sideways. In the 4-hour, we have 2 weeks of rise. Perfect. But what do we see? Again, we could still see lower low, lower high, lower low. Could this push to the top side be a lower high for price to go back down and give us a lower low? It could happen. Could be. Right? But we know we have 2 weeks of rise. Next week, could we be expecting a third week? Could happen. 30-minute, we had again lower low, lower high, lower low, and this is where price gave us a change of character, higher high. Price then gave us a higher low. Price then gave us this higher high here, break of structure, higher low. Then price again gave us another higher high, and we know that right now we're waiting to see, okay, is price going to give us a set higher low to give us another higher high to give us a third day variation, where we know after 3 days of rise, if price gives us a rise no net or a rise drop, which we got a rise no net, it resets the trend and we could be expecting that 4th day variation to go back up to the top side. But again, understanding that overall in the higher time frame, the external view of things, we're at the top of the zone of consolidation. So again, at the top of the zone of consolidation in an uptrend is where a lot of fake outs happen. So we just want to be careful with that. And then gold and Bitcoin. So gold, daily time frame, again we're in peak high territory, same as GJ and US30. So there's not a lot to really call out here. But we can see we had 3 months of rise. On the 3rd month, gave us a rise no net, gave us that push to the bottom, gave us an engulfing daily candle here, which we can see red, red, green. No retest until now. Could we be expecting a 4th month variation to the top side? Again, it could happen. In the 4-hour, we could see higher high, higher low, higher high, and we know that we're trading. Once we got this break, we know we're trading between this low and this high, still making higher highs and higher lows. We could also see that we have, again, that daily engulfing to where we're at. Now in the 30-minute, we had higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, to then price giving us lower low, lower high, right? We have a change of character, lower low, lower high, and then price here at this push to the bottom gave us another lower low. Then here at the daily time frame in the 30-minute time frame, here at the daily engulfing zone, it also gave us a 30-minute engulfing. Could this be where price is going to give us a retest to continue the push to the top side? Right, not only do we have a daily engulfing, we have a 30-minute engulfing, we have a 3 months of rise. Could we be expecting price to continue the push to the top side? Let's keep an eye on it. Right, let's definitely keep an eye on gold. I'm writing that one down in my trading journal. And then Bitcoin, right, last but not least. Oh man, it's a pretty long class today. It's an hour and a half. Stretch real quick. Nothing too crazy on Bitcoin. We know that this is another one that right now we're in the highest point in this market structure. We have no continuations in the daily. We can see that price is just moving sideways. We know that the 4-hour is also just moving sideways, but in the 4-hour We had 2 weeks of rise. This week, did price give us a new high? No. It rejected the highs and then went right back down. Now in the 30, which we'll go to the 1 hour because the 1 hour time frame is where I look for my engulfings on Bitcoin, we have a 1 hour engulfing candle. Could we be expecting price? And we know that we're trading between the previous higher high, higher low, higher high. And you can see that price here was just faking traders out. We're still trading between this 30-minute higher high and this 30-minute higher low. Pair is just trapping traders, making everybody believe that this is where price was going to continue to go short. It went up, and then it went up, hit everybody's stop loss, making everybody believe that this is where price was going to break to continue to go. What did it do? It went right back down and hit everybody's stop loss. Same thing. It broke below here, made everybody think that this is where price is going to go down. What did it do? It went up again, hit everybody's stop loss, right? To where we're at now, where price here is just moving sideways. So could we be expecting price to give us a pullback into the 1 hour engulfing to then go back and go short again? Could happen. Could it also just be the fake out where again we know that this is the middle of the zone of where we're at? We're right in the middle. So we'll keep an eye on it. We already know that if price goes into our engulfing, it gives us a rejection to continue to go short, then we know we'll take that trade. But if we see price still in the engulfing, making higher highs and higher lows, then we know we're not going to take those trades. We're going to wait for the confirmations in the lower time frame. So that's pretty much it for today, guys. If you guys have any questions, you could always hit me up on Instagram, hit me up on X, hit me up in the Discord. The Discord link is in the chat. Any questions at all, let me know. Any pairs you guys want me to go over. If you guys want to request a one-on-one session, those are completely free as well in the Discord. Everything we do here is free. We do a weekly market breakdown, which is on the weekends. We do an isolation session Monday through Thursday at 7 p.m. We do the live trading session from 6 a.m. to 10:30 a.m. Monday through Friday. So yeah, if you guys have any questions at all, again, if you guys need me to explain anything, let me know. I forgot about the session. Nah, bro, you are twisted. It's all good. It's a pretty long one too today. Pause. But yeah, guys, we'll be done for today. We'll be back Monday morning. If you guys have any questions, again, just hit me up on the Discord or hit me up on any social media and I'll get back to you guys. That's pretty much it. Have a good rest of your weekend, guys. Make sure you guys back test. Take a day off too to just kind of decompress. I swear I opened my food can, I totally forgot. It's all good. Yeah, after this I'm about to get ready, go over to my grandma's house, gotta take care of business over there, and then I'll probably be back home later tonight. I know I gotta hit up dude, I don't know his real name. Fucking Moha, man. Gotta hit up your guy. Set up a one-on-one with him too. I'll probably do that. Well, I can't tomorrow. My sister's baby shower's tomorrow, so I won't even be available tomorrow either. So I'll probably set one up on like Monday or some shit like that with him. Monday or Tuesday. Oh, he's also okay. Cool. All right, guys. Well, we'll see you guys on Monday for the live trading session. Actually, before we get off, let's check the news. Do we have any news coming up for this week? I know Friday we have NFP, right? The first Friday of the month we usually have NFP. So Sunday we could be expecting some crazy movements. I would be expecting price to give us some sort of gap when the market opens. Monday we have news at 9:45 and 10 a.m. Tuesday we have overnight news for CHF at 2:30 and then USD news at 10. Wednesday trading session at 9:30 p.m. we have AUD news. So AUD on Tuesday night going into Wednesday, we know we're gonna get some crazy movements. Wednesday we have non-farm as well. ADP non-farm at 8:15, and then we have CAD news at 9:45, USD at 10, and then CAD at 10:30. Thursday Euro news in the morning 8:15, 8:30 we have unemployment claims, 8:45 for Euro, and then Friday we also have non-farm and unemployment claims for CAD and USD. So should be a pretty hefty week this week with news. Should be getting some pretty good movements. But alright guys, we'll see you guys next week. On fucking Monday, I guess. Alright guys, peace out.